Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I'm Rob Evans. Welcome to Daybreak Plus. We're breaking down all the news you may have missed overnight and digging deep into what matters to you. We begin on the hardwood. Your Texas women's basketball team one win away from the NCAA Final Four. The Longhorns in the Elite Eight tonight taking on TCU. Now, head coach Vic Schaefer says his team will need to have another strong performance like they did over the weekend when they beat Tennessee. Take a listen.
When you have to deal then with somebody that can go make a play, that becomes problematic. And so TCU can make plays. And so we're going to have to be really, really good and on point with what we're doing and how we're doing it defensively and then offensively.
Tip-off, by the way, set for 6 p.m. again tonight. And if you are flying in or out of the Austin airport today, give yourself some extra time. Officials at Austin's airport expect it to be a busy travel day for this spring festival season. They are predicting today more than 30,000 people will leave from the Austin airport. That is a lot of people. Again, right now, spring break is coming to an end for some colleges, plus the end of MotoGP and the Texas Relays happening here in Austin. Now, we saw some athletes who were heading home yesterday, and we talked to them. Take a listen.
It was really good. We had a lot of good things across the board. We had our freshman jav thrower hit a really good PR, and our 4x4 took fifth in the women's invitational. So pretty awesome, pretty fun to see, and just a really cool environment with so many people.
Well, airport officials recommend arriving 2.5 hours before your flight, or if you're renting a car, you got to return it, you'll want to get there earlier, which I know sounds ridiculous if you've never been to an airport before. If you're visiting, one, welcome. Two, get there early. Just trust us. And the 50th anniversary of an iconic Austin Arts and Music Festival is a little more than a month away. After decades on 6th Street in downtown Austin, the Pecan Street Festival is moving. KVUE's Jessica Cha spoke with organizers about that decision.
The Pecan Street Festival, a tradition of music, food, and art, has lived smack dab in the middle of 6th Street for the last 50 years.
Unfortunately, because of a change of configuration of the streets, we are unable to continue on 6th Street as it is right now.
Now the festival needs a new home. Luis Zapata, and the owner of the company that's produced it for the past 20 years, says they've been considering this change since January.
An initial conversation with city officials stated that we shouldn't have to worry in 2025. Unfortunately, there was an incident in New Orleans.
After a pickup truck driver drove into a crowd on Bourbon Street, killing 14 earlier this year, the city of Austin installed barriers along 6th Street for safety. But the structure change wouldn't work for a festival, with vendors needing that space.
Continuing on 6th Street, we were losing about 1/3 of the income just on booth sales.
But he says the Hill Country Galleria in Bee Cave can.
Okay, we're gonna have booths that go from Whole Foods all the way to Dillard's.
With upwards of 300 vendors, Zapata says finding space for them was their biggest priority. And the festival's board approved the location just last week.
There's no way they can get that many people there. But then I quickly went to the potential of a new thing.
Joseph Worth, creator of South Austin Gallery, has been a vendor at the Pecan Street Festival since 2010. He says the 6th Street tradition just isn't what it used to be. And it's because of where it is.
My experience setting up at the Pecan Street Festival is usually not great.
He says interactions with unhoused populations can be unpredictable for vendors and attendees.
Screaming at themselves, at others, at artists.
And maybe a change to a tradition can be nice.
I'm kind of excited about a change, maybe.
It may not be smack dab in the middle of 6th Street, but still a tradition.
Pecan, whichever one you prefer. In an email, a city spokesperson told us having the festival on 6th Street would require plans to the festival site. Plans, but again, it's going to be in Bee Cave, so if you want to check it out this year. Well, how about some good news for you right now on this Monday morning? If you have unpaid tickets, maybe if you have outstanding warrant right now in Austin, you have a chance to get a fresh start. Today is the start of Austin Municipal Court's warrant amnesty program. Now, all warrant fees will be waived if you voluntarily resolve your case. So you're thinking, what, wait, you want me with a warrant to come into the court? Well, they told us to tell you that if you come to the court, you will not be arrested. If you come voluntarily, and even if you cannot pay immediately, there will be options available for you. So trust them, is what they're saying. Walk-in hours available weekdays, the main court location on Burleson Road and the downtown community court. Now, you got to do this kind of quickly because the program runs until April 25th. We have more information right now on KVUE.com. All right, it is 7:06. Let's get a look at weather and traffic with Grace and Hannah. Hannah's fresh back from Australia. But first, Grace, how's it looking?
It's looking pretty good out there, Rob. If you're making your way into work this morning, it is warm outside, especially for our areas kind of south of us. We're at 73 degrees for San Antonio, starting off our day at 7:06 this morning. A bit cooler out towards the hill country, hitting the 50s there, and 65 for Austin right now. We are tracking the potential for some visibility issues as we do have muggy conditions, light winds in place, and of course warm temperatures, but it looks like most of that is just an issue to the south of us. So if you're headed down or from San Antonio today, you need to be paying attention to that out there. Otherwise, across the state of Texas, not much else to be weather aware of. I will say off to the east here, we are tracking a long trail of showers and thunderstorms here, and severe thunderstorms at that. We got a couple of tornado warnings in there, severe thunderstorm warnings, and even a tornado warning down towards the boot of Louisiana there, just north of New Orleans. So if you got friends and family over that way, please let them know that some big weather is on the way, and that will continue to pass over the southeast throughout the next several hours. All right, here at home, we are seeing the clouds for the moment, the muggy conditions, but as we head towards this afternoon, all of that humidity is going to fall away. We'll burn off those low-level clouds, and we'll see a lot of sunshine for this afternoon. And we'll start to pick up those temperatures as we head into the rest of this week. So Wednesday, 91 degrees, and then we start to see a lower trend for temperatures Thursday and Friday at 88 and then 87 degrees. We are awaiting another system to come through our area and really ramp up those rain chances while it kind of nods off those high temperatures out there. So 60% chances both Friday and Saturday. We also have a 30% chance for some showers and maybe a couple embedded thunderstorms on Wednesday. We'll have more details on that as we kind of head through the week here. As for our rainfall comparison over the next 7 days, it looks like we could get up to an inch in a couple of places, but I think widespread across our area, we're looking at more so a quarter of an inch to maybe a half an inch of rainfall, which of course would be helpful. We need all the rain we can get out there, especially when it comes to this allergy count. We want the rains to help deplete that a little bit. Oak is in the high category for today. Ash also in the high category. And as we head through the month of April, you'll see oak is expected to continue to climb over the next few weeks. Mold also staying in that high category, and it looks like grass is also trending upwards for the month of April too. Here's that 7-day forecast for you. Of course, warming through Wednesday, 91 degrees for the afternoon on Wednesday. A little bit of a shower activity could help us cool off a bit for Wednesday afternoon, and then heading into the end of the week, just make sure that you're weather aware Friday into Saturday, as we could be tracking some rumbles of thunder out there, maybe some severe storms. So we'll keep track of that for you guys. For now, over to traffic with Miss Hannah.
Thanks so much, Grace. Happy Monday, everybody. Your time now is 7:09, and we are taking a live look out across the area. It's been a little bit lighter today because Austin ISD is off today for Cesar Chavez Day. So I'll tell you what, though, we definitely do still have some hiccups that are developing, as you can see here. So let's get into it. Seeing your typical slowdowns coming in from South Austin. We do also still have this small grass fire on Slaughter Lane near I-35, so might see a little bit of smoke out there this morning, but no active crashes along I-35 as of now. Let's try to keep it that way. We do also, this is a crash from a little bit earlier. They're working to clear this out right now, just east of I-35 across from DKR Stadium. This is on San Bernard Street and 12th Street, seeing some slowdowns there, just one lane blocked. We also have a new crash on I-35 heading southbound if you're coming in from North Austin today. This is at Anderson Lane, so gonna monitor this one, babysit that area for for a little bit. And then on top of that, we've got all kinds of things going on. We've got a lane blocked right now off of Lewis Henna and the Round Rock area where I-35 meets with Lewis Henna. Just one lane blocked though, so not causing any full closure or anything crazy like that. And then to add on top of that, we had a very eventful weekend. We had MotoGP, we had all kinds of events going on, so we got a lot of people heading home out to the Austin airport. So far looking pretty good there if you're moving in from the Montopolis area. But for my good friends in Del Valley, you can see we've also got some stop and go for you if maybe you're coming in from Garfield or Bastrop so far this morning. Let's take a look across the area. Good morning to the Hill Country, my bluebonnets. Please send me your pictures. It is my favorite time of year. It's beautiful and it's very quiet right now. If you're moving in through Fredericksburg and Blanco, Round Mountain, all those wonderful places, and traveling east, seeing a little bit of that slowdown on 71 coming in from Bastrop, seeing some slowdowns through Cedar Creek. Good morning to you. But for the most part, we are looking pretty good. But you can see Manor, you guys are also feeling those slowdowns on 290 right now at 37 miles per hour. Round Rock slowing down, Westlake Hills, and my sweet friends in Buda, we're always slowing down this time of the morning. But should be a great day in Central Texas, Rob.
Lana, thank you, and welcome back, by the way. Federal funding is running out for a free pre-K program in Del Valley ISD, and some parents, as you can imagine, are scrambling. The district launched the program using the American Rescue Plan Act money back in 2021, but it's been, 4 years, so the money has ran out. But the district says, now that that's gone, we can't pay for it anymore. The district does plan to offer it, though, to families who meet qualifications. Everybody else so is going to have to pay $700 a month, and there are also just a limited number of seats. Now, that's $700 out of the blue. That's a lot of money, right? There are, again, just a few seats left, and this is a big money problem for some families who are in the middle of really what's considered a childcare desert already. And so families are scrambling, including one mom we talked to, Melissa Liscano. Let's take a listen to what Melissa has to say.
And we're all shocked. We don't know what we're going to do. We are finding this out days before registration opens. And now we don't know if our kids will be attending the school that we've been preparing for years.
You got to understand how that's got to be frustrating for parents there. New student enrollment, as she was just talking about, begins tomorrow. And Buc-ee's is suing a copycat business, or what they call a copycat business, for trademark infringements. Barky's is a dog park which also has coffee and food in Missouri. And they say Barky's name and logo resemble its trademarked beaver logo too closely. Okay, it's up to a judge or a jury now to decide if a resemblance is close enough to cause confusion. Had looked this up. This is in Southwest Missouri, and according to their webpage, they are temporarily closed. But again, Barky's, a dog park that serves coffee and food. Now, here's something you don't hear too much about, but thankfully, mid-air collisions do happen, but not normally a plane versus a kite. But that's exactly what happened to United Airlines plane. Here, let's take a look at here. From Houston to D.C., made contact with a kite right there, trying to land at Reagan Airport Saturday afternoon. Now, there's been a couple of issues there at Reagan recently, right? Now, the airline says obviously nobody was hurt. They hit a kite. There was no damage to the plane. But take a listen to the conversation between the pilot and air traffic control.
United 654, do you recall any of those the details about the kite, whether it was over the park, how high was it?
It was over the park, about 100 feet over the ground. It looked like it's right on the flight deck. These guys were a little bit loaded.
Now, according to the National Park Service, it is illegal to fly kites in that area. Could have been dangerous, though, had it gone into the engine. But again, no one was hurt, no damage to the plane. Well, if you're not flying, but you're cruising, got some bad news. Princess Cruises is canceling months of scheduled cruises out of Galveston. It was so easy, just hop in a car, drive down to Galveston. All the trips on the Majestic Princess ship from November 2026 all the way to March 2027, not going to happen anymore. Now, the company said it's part of its broader global fleet deployment strategy. Basically, they're moving the ships to where there's more demand, right? The company said they have issued full refunds to those who've already paid and are working with them on alternative cruise options. All right, grab your duct tape. The annual Through the Chute boat race in New Braunfels is happening in just a few weeks. You can build anything on duct tape, can't you? Central Texans are invited to build a boat out of cardboard, and you gotta use the tape too. The trick is you gotta make it through the Kamal River tube chute in one piece. Easier said than done, especially in cardboard. The race is happening on April 26th. Come on out there and watch them. Support all the people that get creative trying to figure out how to keep that in one piece. Well, 7:16 right now, and President Donald Trump says he is going to add a tariff to even more countries. In fact, all of them. He claims that it's going to bring in a lot of money. As ABC's Perry Russom reports, there are fears of an international trade war and, of course, rising prices for us.
With days to go until President Trump's reciprocal tariffs kick in, Trump now saying he will tariff all countries.
You'd start with all countries, so let's see what happens.
It comes after his Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the administration would focus on the 15% of countries with the highest tariffs against the U.S., Bessent calling them the dirty 15.
The tariffs will be far more generous than those countries were to us, meaning they will be kinder than those countries were to the United States of America over the decades.
The tariffs will be announced and implemented on Wednesday, as Trump calls it Liberation Day, as he promises an economic boom.
We're going to have boom down USA.
There are wider fears of an international trade war, and some economists say the added cost will get handed down to American consumers, raising prices. The tariffs will be in addition to the 25% tariffs on all cars and auto parts made outside the U.S. According to one estimate, the cost for a new car next year could go up $6,000.
It's just very hard to find things that are solely produced in the United States, and even those car makers that are most insulated from tariffs do get some kind of parts from abroad or steel that is going to increase the cost of that vehicle.
Trump now threatening tariffs on Russian oil after Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky lacks the legitimacy to sign a peace deal. The president telling NBC News he is very angry with Putin, reportedly saying, if a peace deal is not made and if I think it was Russia's fault, I'm going to put secondary sanctions on Russia. After Trump reportedly said he was considering ways to serve a third term, he now says he is not looking to do that. He says he still has a long way to go with his second term. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
Well, about that whole third term thing, the 22nd Amendment blocks presidents from serving a third term. It says that no person shall be elected to the office of president more than twice. However, the president has said that a loophole would be that Vice President J.D. Vance would run for president in 2028. Trump would be his running mate, and then Vance would resign, which would promote Trump. At that point, he would be in his early 80s, 82, from vice presidents to presidents. Now, aspiration for third term would likely actually require another constitutional amendment. It would need approval from 2/3 of Congress and 38 states. And he changed his mind. He says he's not thinking about it now, but we'll continue to update you on that. And we leave you this morning with, well, one more thing to talk about. Just 3 games into the Major League Baseball season, and the New York Yankees, the Bronx Bombers, have been bombing like crazy. A historic number of home runs, and it's not like, what is it just they have better players? So a lot of them are using new bats. This brand new bat called a torpedo bat. ABC's Andrew Dimbert explains.
Driven deep to left field. He's done it again. See ya.
To say the Yankees are off to a hot start would be an understatement.
That bullpen was. Drill to right field. See ya.
The Bronx Bombers hit home runs on the first 3 pitches of Saturday's game, an MLB first, and they finished the game with 9 home runs in all.
High drive, right field. See ya.
While it's all smiles in the bullpen, not everyone is happy.
Should it be legal? No. Is it cheating? Yeah, it is.
At the center of the controversy, the so-called torpedo bat, which some Yankee players are using this season.
They had bats made up where they moved a lot of the wood into the label, so the harder part of the bat is going to actually strike the ball.
The bats are designed to have more wood in the sweet spot, where the batter most often makes contact with the ball, giving them their distinct bulge. Each player using a torpedo bat has the bulge in the spot suited to them.
I think it's pretty good business right there, right? Where you hit the ball, put some more mass in the sweet spot.
The bat was developed by a former Yankees coach who also happens to be a former physics professor with a doctorate from MIT. Major League Baseball says the bat is in compliance with league rules, so there's nothing stopping other teams from using it. Some already have. Twins catcher Ryan Jeffers used one over the weekend, though he's yet to hit a home run. One guy not using the bat, Yankees superstar Aaron Judge. When asked why, the man who's already hit 4 home runs this season saying, "What I've done the past couple of seasons speaks for itself." Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
All right, what do you think about that? Pretty interesting technology, right? That's it for Daybreak Plus. Let us know what you would like to talk about, though. Message us at 512-459-9442. You can also message me on social media if you'd like, at Rob Evans TV on Instagram, Facebook, or X. And stick around because Daybreak continues right here on KVUE Plus. Goodbye, everybody.